What's going on, everybody? Sunny here, back with this week's MyNBA 2K18 results video. Rivals Clash just ended. Sonics versus the Portland Trail Blazers. As you see, I finished in the top 1,000 this week. We got rank 858 points, 2,170. Actually, I think a lot of people probably took this week off because last Rivals Clash 3 weeks ago, I finished with 2,000 points and finished at rank 1446. So only 170 points more and like 600 rank higher. So I think a lot of people took this week's off either maybe because they didn't like the rewards or whatever like that. But I had that VIN Baker foil, so I really wanted to go for that. And plus, I needed another superstar. Anyway, we are going to check out all the pulls on the draft board, and we are going to look at the second week's new pull rates, kind of compare them to previous weeks, and I got a couple interesting things to talk about. And then we're going to look at the cards when they're all maxed out. If you do enjoy the video, though, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments how y'all did on the draft board or where y'all finished and stuff. But let's get into checking out the actual pulls on the draft board. All right, well, this is going to be a very short list. I mean, very short. And you'll see as we're starting to go through this, man, the draft board was absolutely awful for me this week. But starting off, my very first, I guess, pull above a rare was another Gordon Hayward. I don't know what it is about getting duplicate cards over and over and over again. I mean, they have hundreds of each tier of cards, but yet for some reason we always seem to pull the same ones. At least I do. So another Gordon Hayward. This is my third one in like the last 3 or 4 weeks. Moving on, we got Kyle Lowry Elite. We got an Epic Prime Foil Gallinari, Epic Prime Goran Dragic, and Austin Rivers. We got Andre Iguodala, Epic Prime, and then a superstar. My superstar pull, the only superstar this week, was a support card. Again, like I swear, from star and superstar, I think like 1/3 or 1/4 of all of those pulls are support cards. I mean, there's only 4 of them. 4 different support cards and hundreds of player cards, and yet like 1 out of every 3 or 4, man, I'm pulling support cards. And I already had this one, so absolutely did me no good. Then we got Avery Bradley, Epic Prime, an Epic. We got another Epic, and then we got an Elite, and that's it. That is all I pulled. I'm not even kidding. Finished in the top 1,000, and I only pulled, what is that, a total of, what, 13 cards above a rare. I mean, that just blows my mind. 13 cards. I played about 450 plus, close to 500 games, and only 13 above a rare, man. Let me know in the comments if y'all were seeing the same things. All right, and then we got the rewards for finishing in the top 1,000. Like I said before, I had this VIN Baker foil already. So that was definitely one of my main reasons for having to get in the top 1,000, because I wanted the star and the superstar, but especially the VIN Baker because I don't have any star foils pro'd. So I got the VIN Baker, and then the other reward was Fred Brown superstar foil. I'm definitely not familiar with Fred Brown. I don't remember him. But anyway, those are the rewards for the top 1,000. Now let's look at the pull rates. So if you checked out my video from last week, the gauntlet, I said in there that at least for Superstar Plus, they have changed the pull rates. You no longer pull ultra rare, and the percentages are different, at least with the ultra rare, or for the rare and all the other cards. But last week was the first week they were really different. All the previous weeks have been pretty consistent, but this is the second week with the new pull rates. So this week I only had 77 resets. That's it. 77, man. Not many at all. I don't know what it is or what it was about the way I was picking or something like that, but compared to the amount of games I played, man, that is about 1 reset every 6 or 7 games. That's just absolutely crazy. And towards the end of this event, late Sunday, I went through a streak where 23 out of 24 resets were rare cards. Now, compared to how many games I played in order to get a reset, that is approximately 144 games with only one card above a rare. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Almost 150 games with only one card above a rare. But looking at the actual pull rates, you'll see I pulled 77 cards. 77 resets, 64 of those were rare, 83%. 83%. Again, 0 ultra rare, because like last week, like I said, they changed them. No longer get ultra rares. 5 epics. Epic Prime was at 4, 2 elites, 1 star, 1 superstar. So percentages, 83%. 83% rare. 6% epic, 5% Epic Prime, 3% Elite, 1% Star, 1% Superstar, approximately. I mean, it was like 1.2, 1.3% for the Star and the Superstar, but rounding. And then, of course, we got the foils. I forgot to mention, pulled 9 foils for the rare at 14%, and all other cards, I only pulled the 1, which was the Gallinari Epic Prime, and that was at 8%. So the first event I want to actually compare these to was the last Rivals Clash 3 weeks ago. Again, that was with the previous pull rates, but the interesting thing about this was, if you remember me mentioning that the previous Rivals Clash, I finished with only 2,000 points. I played the exact same way, only 5-point games, etc. So only finished with 2,000 points in rank 1446, which means I played a lot less games. And I reset the draft board 104 times. I had 104 resets on there, which is close to 30 more than what I got this week. And I even played more games this week. The percentages, like I said, the pull rates are different now, so can't really compare those except for the upper tier cards. 71% rare for there. We don't do ultra rare anymore, and then the rest of them were pretty close to the same, what we're still getting right now. And then the foils, rare was at 14% and other at 13%. But the interesting thing about this is that I pulled almost 30 more resets, and I played less games, got less points, and finished worse, but was still able to reset the draft board close to 30 more times. Compared to last week's gauntlet now, the first week of actual different pull rates, pulled a ton more, obviously, because it's the gauntlet, a lot more resets, you get a lot more draft picks, and so 243 total resets. Just comparing the actual percentages, though, rare was at 79% last week. Ultra rare, again, didn't have any. 12% epic, 5% epic prime, 1.5% elite, 2% star, and less than 0.5% for superstar. The foils, rare was sitting at 10%, and all other cards was at 12%. So this week, again, obviously the sample size is a little bit smaller, but you can still see that the pull rates are definitely different. There's still no more ultra rare, and the rare, again, jumped up a couple percentages this week, 83%. That was terrible. And then I went through that streak, 23 out of 24 resets were rare. So that's, again, really, really bad. All the other percentages were pretty much lower except for the elite. But that is all the actual pull rates this week compared to others. Now let's jump into the cards and take a look at them when they are all maxed out. So our only star pull this week was the Gordon Hayward. That is what he looks like all maxed out. And if you've been following the results videos, you'll know that I've been pulling some Gordon Hayward on here, and so just to let you see what he looks like, because I think last week or maybe the week before I picked up another one and then was able to pro him. So this is what he looks like also when he is all maxed out pro'd. And so like I said, that's like 3 Gordon Haywards for my star pulls like the last 3 or 4 weeks, which is absolutely terrible getting the same guy over and over. The superstar card was the support card, and again, I already deleted it, already had it, so no really matter on that. So let's take a look at the rewards. The first one we had was the VIN Baker, and like I said, that was one of my, I guess, motivations for trying to get this one complete, at least in the top 1,000, is because I already had a VIN Baker. So this is what he looks like when he is all maxed out as a foil star, level 31. He does have the shot creator, offense, and rebounding. I will get it maxed out to 100%, of course, but decent card. I mean, compared to other foils that I had in my deck before I pro'd him, I mean, he wasn't probably even in the middle. He was in the lower tier, probably 5th or 6th from the bottom. So I think he was he's a lower level foil, but he is my only foil now. So I needed him, and I needed to have a star pro'd foil. So that's what he looks like. And as you see, the foils, much better than all the regular cards. I mean, much better than the Pau Gasol. 300, 400 points better on each statistical category, and still being not even close to as good a card in my deck that I have compared to the rest of them. And then we got the Fred Brown, the Superstar Foil Reward, which with the posterizer, straight offense, that is what he looks like when he is all maxed out. This is another week of them giving, I guess, lower tier cards. The VIN Baker isn't that good of a star foil. The Fred Brown, definitely not as good as other cards as a superstar foil. Comparing him to the rest of them, the only other foil that I have that is worse was the Marcus Camby, which was, again, just recently a reward for completing those, the gauntlet. And so just above Marcus Camby, below Joe Johnson, below Kevin Love, Willis Reed, Vince Carter, Elgin Baylor, Allen Iverson. So I don't have too many, but still compared to the rest of them, I mean, he's not as good as the majority of the superstars. But anyway, that is all of the pulls. That is all of the pick rates or the pull rates, and that is everything what it looks like when it's maxed out. Let me know in the comments how y'all did, man. This week was terrible. I can't wait to next week. Hopefully, I'm still praying. Please put some suns up. I mean, why can't we get... I know they're not very good, okay? I know they're not very good. But they still have superstar and star foils. And I want to see some suns, man. Not all year have we ever seen a sun. Anyway... that's going to do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up if you did. Appreciate that, man. I will check you out in the next video. I am out. Peace.